If you know the truth, you'd never speak to them again. My beloved child, something inside you has already sensed it, but you keep ignoring that whisper because your heart is too pure to accept how dark some people can be. You think their smile is real, you think their concern is genuine, but behind closed doors, the truth about what they said, what they planned, what they tried to do to break you, is so shocking that if it stood right in front of you, you would stop breathing for a second. They didn't slip once, no, they built an entire story about you, layered with lies, decorated with fake sympathy, wrapped in jealousy so deep that even they can't hide it anymore. And today, my child, as you hear this message, something huge is waiting for you, because the mask they wore is finally cracking, and you are about to see their real face, the face that was never for you, but always against you. They said things about you that would make your soul shake. They told someone something that would have shattered you if God hadn't protected you silently. But now the truth is rising, unstoppable, undeniable, like a storm that refuses to be held back. And once you see what they truly did behind your back, Amen. Blessing 111. Listen closely, because this moment is not random. This is the universe grabbing your shoulders and saying, wake up before it's too late. These people you defend, these people you trust, these people you think would never cross you, they crossed you in ways you cannot imagine. Their intentions were never small, they were dangerous to your peace, dangerous to your growth, dangerous to your future. They used your kindness as a tool, your silence as an advantage, your innocence as a shield for their own insecurities. They spoke things about you that were designed to destroy your reputation, your image, your emotional balance. They wanted you to look weak so they could look strong. They wanted others to doubt you so they could feel superior. They twisted your words, they misused your moments, and they rehearsed lies like actors preparing for a show. If you knew what they whispered when your back was turned, you would walk away without looking back even once. And child, the person who exposed them didn't expose them by accident. It happened because divine timing is real. You are about to learn something that will flip your entire perspective. Something huge is waiting for you, something shocking, something that will make you thank God for removing them before their poison touched your destiny. Amen. Blessing 333. Now hear this, because this is the part that changes everything. They never expected the truth to reach you. They thought their secret conversations were hidden forever. They believed their manipulation was too clever to be uncovered. They underestimated the power protecting you. Someone who watched everything, someone who heard everything, someone who saw the real intentions behind their fake affection, this person couldn't stay silent anymore. And the truth being revealed now is so heavy, so intense, so unbelievable that once it reaches you fully, your heart will break, but only for a moment. After that moment, a strength inside you will rise like never before. You will understand why you felt drained around them. Why your spirit dimmed. Why your energy fell every time they entered the room. You were battling a betrayal without even knowing it. But no more. The universe is done watching you be fooled by people who don't deserve a single second of your loyalty. And child, the truth that's coming is not just going to free you, it will elevate you. It will close one of the most toxic chapters of your life. It will reveal the ones who pretended to love you while quietly celebrating your struggles. Once you know this truth, you will never speak to them again, not out of anger, but out of clarity. The path ahead of you is protected, blessed, guided. You are about to rise higher than ever, because your story is shifting from betrayal to breakthrough. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 777. And now, my beloved child, what I am about to reveal will shake the ground beneath your feet, because the truth you were never supposed to know is slowly crawling toward you, desperate to be seen. The universe has been sending signs, heavy dreams, sudden intuitions, random chills, unexpected discomfort around certain people, and you kept wondering why your spirit felt uneasy. It wasn't confusion, it was protection. Every time your chest tightened around them, every time your smile felt forced, every time your energy dipped the moment they entered the space, that wasn't weakness. That was your soul begging you to see the truth they hid behind carefully chosen words and rehearsed expressions. They laughed with you while secretly rolling their eyes the moment you turned away. They complimented you while quietly mocking your efforts when you weren't there. They pretended to help while celebrating every time you struggled. And the person who recently overheard their real conversation, yes, the one they thought was harmless, couldn't believe how easily they spoke against you. The words were sharp, the tone was cold, and the intention behind it was nothing but pure envy. Something huge is waiting for you, child, because the truth is about to fall straight into your hands, and once you hear it, you will look at those people with eyes that finally see what your heart refused to accept. Amen. Blessing 111. Brace yourself, because this next part is where everything becomes unmistakable. There is someone in your circle, someone you never suspected, who has been carrying the truth like a weight on their chest. They watched how others treated you behind your back, they saw how they twisted your achievements into jokes, and they listened as your name became entertainment for those who couldn't stand your light. This witness tried to ignore it at first, thinking it was harmless gossip. But then they heard something so disturbing, so revealing, so deeply unfair, that their hearts sank with shock. That was the moment they realized, this wasn't just jealousy. This wasn't just insecurity. This wasn't just petty talk. It was a well-crafted attempt to turn people against you, to isolate you emotionally, to make you question your own worth. But destiny refused to let you sink into their trap. The same person who tried to stain your name is about to watch their plan crumble because the truth is too loud to stay hidden. And the universe? It's preparing to lift you so high that those who secretly rooted for your downfall will be forced to watch your rise from the very ground they tried to shake. Something huge is waiting for you, and the ones who once whispered against you will soon whisper your praise out of sheer awe. Amen. Blessing 222. And here it comes, the part you never expected, the part that changes not just your perspective but your entire path forward. The universe is revealing their intentions one by one because your next chapter cannot begin with false faces sitting at your table. Someone who once pretended to care about you spoke something so hurtful, so unnecessary, so deeply rooted in jealousy, that even the person listening felt uncomfortable. They described you in a way that didn't match your reality at all. They exaggerated your flaws, minimized your strengths, and painted a picture of you that was never yours to carry. But what they didn't know was that the person they confided in had already admired you from afar. Instead of believing the lies, this person became curious, Why would someone speak so negatively about a soul who has done nothing but show kindness? That curiosity grew, and they quietly started watching you, observing your actions, feeling your energy. And the more they saw your authenticity, your innocence, your goodness, the more they realized how wrong the jealousy-filled person was. This silent observer is now the one bringing the truth to you, not out of drama, but out of respect. Out of admiration. Out of genuine care. And when this revelation reaches you completely, you will feel a moment of heartbreak, but only for a second. Because instantly after, clarity will wash over you like a wave, and you will finally understand why certain blessings were delayed, why certain relationships felt heavy, why certain doors closed. The universe was clearing your path, protecting your destiny, preparing your rise. Something huge is waiting for you, and this truth is only the beginning. Amen. Blessing 555. My beloved child, the moment you discover what they truly said about you, your entire body will freeze, not because you are weak, but because no one ever expects such darkness from people they trusted. They didn't just lie about you, they built stories so twisted that even the person listening couldn't believe how easily your name was dragged through mud you never stepped in. They spoke as if they enjoyed tearing you down. They acted like experts on your life, on your emotions, on your dreams, while knowing nothing about your true struggles. And when they mocked your pain, when they smirked at your efforts, when they dismissed your victories as luck, that was the moment their true intentions escaped through their words. The universe heard it. Destiny marked it. Karma recorded it. And now that truth is walking straight toward you. Something huge is waiting for you, something so revealing that after hearing it, you will never question your intuition again. Amen. Blessing 111. Listen carefully, because the person who is bringing this truth to you has been holding it for days, maybe even weeks, unsure of how to tell you, unsure of how you will react, unsure if exposing the truth might hurt you too deeply. But the pressure has grown too heavy for them to carry alone. They watched how genuinely you treat people, how softly you speak, how real your intentions are, and it broke their heart to know someone used your purity against you. They couldn't understand the level of jealousy hidden behind your friend's smile, the bitterness behind their compliments, the anger behind their laughter. They saw the difference between who you are and who those people pretend to be. And now they are ready to come forward, not to cause drama, but to protect you. They know once you hear the truth, you will detach, you will distance, you will rise above them without a single argument. And that is exactly what destiny wants, your soul's freedom. Something huge is waiting for you, child. A revelation that will clean your path so you can walk into your destiny with a new level of strength and clarity. Amen. Blessing 222. And now, the final blow of this chapter, the part destiny has been preparing you for. They didn't expect the truth to escape their circle. They thought the lies would stay hidden. They believed the people listening would never confront you, never question them, never reveal what was said. They thought their whispers were safe. But the universe is full of surprises. One small moment, one accidental slip, one unplanned conversation, and suddenly the truth they buried so confidently has risen like fire. And when you finally hear the exact words they spoke, the tone they used, the intentions behind every line, something inside you will shut down, but another part of you will awaken. A wiser part. A stronger part. A part of you that refuses to let fake people sit close to your spirit. You will walk away quietly, calmly, powerfully. You will reclaim your energy. You will rebuild your boundaries. You will understand that their betrayal was not your loss, it was your liberation. Something huge is waiting for you, a blessing so big that those who lied about you will soon realize they only pushed you closer to your destiny. Amen. Blessing 333. My beloved child, the truth you are about to receive isn't just information, it is a turning point. It is the moment the fog clears, the moment your heart understands why it felt heavy around certain people. The moment your soul finally whispers, I knew it. You kept giving them chances because your spirit is soft, your intentions are pure, and your loyalty runs deeper than most can handle. But they took advantage of that loyalty. They twisted your kindness into weakness. They mistook your silence for ignorance. And the more you trusted them, the more boldly they spoke against you, convinced you would never find out. They threw your name into conversations where it didn't belong. They exaggerated every small mistake you made. They turned your vulnerability into a joke. And yet, child, you still defended them. You still cared. You still believed their smiles were real. But destiny was watching. And destiny said, enough. Something huge is waiting for you, and this truth is only the beginning of your rise. Amen. Blessing 111. And now understand this, because this is where the real shock begins. The person who is about to reveal the truth to you wasn't even close to you at first. They had no reason to protect you. They had no reason to get involved. But the lies they heard were so harsh, so unfair, so strangely personal, that it instantly made them feel uneasy. They realized something wasn't right. They noticed how every insult came from jealousy. They saw how every negative comment was rooted in insecurity, not truth. And the more they listened, the more they felt a strange pull toward you, like your spirit was calling out, silently asking for someone to defend you when you weren't there to defend yourself. This person has been observing you quietly, studying your nature, your character, your behavior. And now they know without a doubt. Everything said about you was a lie. A twisted story created by someone who couldn't handle your light. This witness is preparing to come forward because they can no longer carry the guilt of knowing how cruel those words were. Something huge is waiting for you, child, because this truth will expose not just their jealousy, but their fear of your potential. Amen. Blessing 444. And here comes the part that will leave you speechless, the part destiny has been waiting for you to acknowledge. The same people who spoke against you are the same ones who secretly watched your growth with envy. Every time you achieved something, their smile faded a little. Every time you healed, they panicked. Every time you moved forward, they felt threatened. So they did the only thing weak-hearted people know how to do, they tried to dim your light by staining your reputation. But what they didn't expect, was that the universe had placed someone in that room, someone who would carry the truth straight to you. And when you hear what was said, word for word, your heart will break for a moment. But that heartbreak will transform instantly into strength. Into clarity. Into power. Because now you will finally understand. You were never the problem. Their insecurity was. You were never the threat. Your potential was. You were never the target. Your destiny was. And once this truth reaches you, child, you will walk away from them so silently, so gracefully, so confidently that they will not know whether to fear your distance or regret their actions. Something huge is waiting for you, and this revelation is the doorway to a chapter they will never be invited into again. Amen. Blessing 999. My beloved child, the truth that is moving toward you right now is not just a message, it is a storm that has been gathering for months. The universe has been watching how they spoke about you when they thought no one was listening. Their tone, their expressions, their bitterness, everything was exposed in that room. And the person who witnessed it couldn't believe how effortlessly your name was thrown into negativity. You weren't even present, yet they made you the center of their frustrations, their jealousy, their secret competition. They compared themselves to you in ways you never asked for. They created problems you never caused. And the saddest part? They pretended to love you while quietly fearing the day you surpassed them. But child, that day is coming sooner than they think. Something huge is waiting for you, and the truth will show you exactly who was clapping for you, and who was clapping at you. Amen. Blessing 111. And now hear this, because this part is the most revealing yet. The person who overheard everything didn't just hear words, they felt the energy behind those words. It wasn't just casual gossip, it was intentional. It was planned. It was consistent. They spoke about your personality, your dreams, your choices, your past, even your future, as if they owned your story. They tried to shape how others see you, without realizing that the universe had already shaped your destiny. This witness watched their expressions shift whenever your name came up, how their eyes narrowed, how their voice dipped, how their smile faded. That wasn't hatred. That was fear. Fear of your growth. Fear of your shine. Fear of the fact that no matter what they said, you still kept rising. And when the witness realized you had absolutely no clue what was being said behind your back, their heart tightened with guilt. They knew you didn't deserve this. They knew the truth belonged to you. And now, they're preparing to reveal everything. Something huge is waiting for you, child, and this truth will free you in ways you never imagined. Amen. Blessing 555. And here is the moment destiny has been leading you toward, the final layer of the revelation. Once the truth reaches you, everything will make sense. The sudden distance you felt. The strange energy shifts. The awkward silences. The fake smiles. The unnecessary comments. The universe was trying to warn you, but your heart was too loyal to see betrayal. You kept giving love to people who couldn't even give honesty in return. You kept forgiving actions that should have been red flags. You kept trusting souls that were never meant to sit close to your spirit. But this time, you won't go back. Not after hearing what they said. Not after feeling how heavy their intentions were. Not after realizing they secretly wanted to dim a light God Himself placed inside you. And when you walk away from them, quietly, peacefully, without a fight, they will finally understand the value of the purity they lost. Something huge is waiting for you, child, and this truth will mark the beginning of the most powerful chapter of your life. Amen. Blessing 777. My beloved child, what you are about to discover is not a small misunderstanding, it is the kind of truth that rewrites everything you believed about certain people. You trusted them because your heart is clean, but their heart was never aligned with yours. They smiled at you only to hide the envy burning inside them. They praised you only to disguise the bitterness they carried. They pretended to support you, yet deep within, they were terrified of how far you would rise. And when the witness heard their real opinion of you, it didn't sound like concern. It didn't sound like care. It sounded like someone desperately trying to pull you down before your destiny lifted you beyond their reach. The universe saw it all. And now, finally, you will too. Something huge is waiting for you, child, and this truth is about to open your eyes wider than ever before. Amen. Blessing 111. And now understand this clearly, because this is where everything shifts. The person who overheard those conversations didn't expect to get involved. They were simply present by chance, yet destiny placed them there for a reason. As they listened, their chest tightened. They kept thinking, how can someone talk like this about a person who has done nothing but give love? The lies were detailed, the tone was sharp, and the envy was undeniable. What shocked the witness the most was how rehearsed it all sounded, as if those people had practiced the story before speaking it. That is how deep their insecurity ran. They wanted others to see you through a stained lens so they wouldn't have to face their own shortcomings. But here's the twist they didn't predict: the listener didn't believe their lies. Instead, hearing all that negativity made them curious about you. They watched you quietly from a distance. And what they saw was the exact opposite of what they were told. Your kindness. Your maturity. Your sincerity. Your silent strength. All of it made them realize the truth. The ones gossiping about you were only revealing their own jealousy. Now, this witness is ready to bring everything into the light. Something huge is waiting for you, and this revelation will finally show you who truly deserves to stay in your circle. Amen. Blessing 444. And now, the deepest cut of all, the part that will change the way you love, trust, and protect your spirit forever. They didn't just lie about your character, they lied about your intentions, your dreams, your relationships, even your smallest actions. They painted a version of you that doesn't exist. They tried to make you look selfish, naive, unstable, or weak, all while knowing you were the strongest soul in the room. They twisted stories from years ago to make you seem unpredictable. They exaggerated moments that meant nothing and used them as evidence against you. They took your silence and made it look suspicious. They took your kindness and made it look fake. They took your growth and made it look like arrogance. But child, the universe has finally decided enough is enough. All of their lies are about to collapse under the weight of truth. The witness who was once silent is now restless, unable to carry this anymore. And when they reveal every word spoken behind your back, you will feel something break inside you, but it won't be your heart. It will be the illusion you had about those people. And once that illusion shatters, you will never return to them again. Not with anger. Not with pain. But with a calm, powerful clarity that they will never forget. Something huge is waiting for you, child, and this truth is the doorway into your evolution. Amen. Blessing 999. My beloved child, the universe has been pulling you away from these people for a reason your heart didn't understand at first. Every time they spoke your name, the air around them shifted. Their tone lowered. Their expressions hardened. Their words became sharp like hidden blades made out of jealousy, not hate. And the person who overheard their conversations felt something strange, like your spirit was being attacked without you even being present to defend yourself. They saw how those individuals pretended to act innocent in public, yet behind closed doors, their true nature leaked through like cracks in a mask. They rolled their eyes when you succeeded. They smirked when you struggled. They twisted every part of your life into something negative until the entire room believed a version of you that never even existed. But child, now destiny is bringing the real story to your ears. Something huge is waiting for you, and once this truth lands, you will understand why your angels never let you stay near them for too long. Amen. Blessing 111. And let this sink deeply, because this is the turning point you weren't prepared for. The witness who heard everything didn't approach you immediately. They wanted to observe first. They wanted to see if the lies matched your energy. Days passed, and they watched the way you moved, quiet, humble, genuine. They saw how you cared for people who would never care the same way back. They saw how you lifted others even when you were struggling silently. They realized the gossip they heard didn't reflect you at all. In fact, it showed how threatened the others were by your presence. That's when the witness started paying attention to details, how their voices dropped whenever you walked into the room, how they exchanged glances filled with insecurity, how they quickly changed the subject as if they were guilty of something. The witness noticed all of it. And now they know without doubt that the lies spoken about you were rooted in fear, fear of your growth, fear of your grace, fear of your destiny. Something huge is waiting for you, child, because this truth will separate the real from the fake in a way you can never ignore again. Amen. Blessing 444. And now, the revelation that will shift everything, the part destiny saved for last. The people who talked about you never expected that anyone would hold them accountable. They believed their words would disappear into thin air. But the universe has a way of exposing darkness at the perfect time. The witness, who once felt nervous about telling you the truth, now feels an urgency in their heart. They know you deserve honesty. They know you deserve to be protected. They know you deserve to walk into your future without shadows pretending to be friends. They have replayed those conversations in their mind over and over, feeling the weight of each lie. And now, they are ready to reveal every detail, every tone, every expression. When they speak, the truth will hit you like a wave, not to drown you, but to cleanse your life of people who never deserve to be near your spirit. And after hearing it, you will walk away without anger, without confrontation, without explanation. You will simply close the door, and destiny will lock it behind you. Because the universe is preparing a life so aligned, so blessed, so elevated that those who lied about you will watch from a distance, wishing they had treated you better. Something huge is waiting for you, and this truth is the fire that will forge your next chapter. Amen. Blessing 777.